Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, economy, and development in Nigeria and around the world. Recently, I did a video titled What EFCC is Not Telling Nigerians on Religious Sects Laundering Money for Terrorists. That was shortly after the EFCC chairman, Ola Olukayode, in a public function in Abuja, revealed that some religious sects are laundering money for terrorists. And in that video, I did say that information is half-baked information that is of no relevance until the EFCC names names. Of course, the EFCC have not named any names in connection with the allegation he made public. Now, EFCC has boxed itself in a corner because a much more powerful voice, if you like, has called them out. And they are demanding for answers. This is because the Sharia Council has asked the EFCC to unveil the sponsors of terrorists. Now, this is how it goes before we now talk about this matter effectively, because right now, the EFCC has boxed itself in a corner. It has to name names now. It has to come out, because if it doesn't, people will no longer take it serious. So the EFCC has to name names now, because the Sharia Council is demanding for answers. Now, the Supreme Council for Sharia in Nigeria has called on the EFCC to disclose the name of a religious organization it claimed is sponsoring terrorism in the country. In a statement signed by its president, Sheikh Abdul Rashid Hadi Yatullah, and Secretary General Malam Nafiu Baba Ahmed, he stated that the recent disclosure of the chairman of the EFCC about religious groups sponsoring insurgency in Nigeria has sent shockwaves across the nation. The council, while demanding the full disclosure of the identity of the religious body allegedly sponsoring terrorism with 7 billion naira out of 13 billion traced to its account, raises concern about potential fund misuse for activities threatening Nigeria's peace and security. He said that the gravity of the situation calls for immediate public clarification of the group and decisive action to address the disturbing nexus between religious groups and insurgency. Accordingly, the group urgently called upon the EFCC to publish the list of all sponsors involved in criminal activities, they said. While calling on the Commission to expedite the release of the list of sponsors and collaborate with relevant authorities to ensure prompt legal action, the Council said the issue of terrorism is a matter of grave concern. It's a matter of great concern, and citizens demand proper legal action against sponsors and those found complicit in financing activities undermining the nation's security. Now, the ball is now in the court of Mr. Ola Olukayode, the EFCC chairman. to disclose the name of the sponsors of terrorism, or simply just shut up forever about this matter, because people are now waiting for him to disclose the names of this organization. Because if they don't name them, one of the takeaways Nigerians are going to take away from this is that the people are so powerful that they cannot be named. The people are so powerful that their investigation are being made in a very secretive way. Don't forget, this is the same EFCC that don't waste time in telling you about Desiani and other people. Even when Desiani goes to court to stop them, they still mention her name. So I don't see the reason why the EFCC will be shying away from naming the names of these religious sects because they went and obtained an injunction in the course of the investigation. No, that's not enough. You have to name them. You have to name them. You have to name them because you are naming them in the course of your duty, that you are investigating them. So it's not something that is should be shrouded in secrecy. And that is what the Sharia Council is saying. You have to name them. EFCC has to name the names of those who are sponsoring terrorism. Because like I said, like the Sharia Council said, it is too weighty to be done in secrecy. It is too weighty not to carry the people of Nigeria along. Because our recent history shows that whenever the issue of sponsors of terrorism come up, it is always shrouded in secrecy. Remember when the United Arab Emirates, they released the list of sponsors of terrorism from around the world, about 47 names. Out of that 47 names, 6 were Nigerians. And the United Arab Emirates found them to be sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria. But up till now, nobody knows how far that investigation had gone. In fact, the names of those alleged sponsors of terrorists from United Arab Emirates have not been really made an issue. But we keep beating about the bush that Boko Haram do this, bandits do that. And whenever you see all these terrorists, the bandits, and what have you, like Senator Sheikh Hussain rightly pointed out, you find out that they are not the real people. Because they look haggard, they look weather-beaten. They couldn't have been the people collecting all these humongous kidnapping ransoms. And they couldn't have been doing all these terrible things with AK-47 and more than that without being sponsored by big cats. And EFCC ought to know how important it is to name names. Now they cannot run away from it. Because if they don't name names, I can tell you for free that people will not take them serious anymore. They have to name the names of these organizations. They have to name and shame them. They have to do something. But in a typical Nigeria, they may decide to keep quiet and then think that Nigerians have forgotten, because they know that Nigerians often suffer from collective amnesia. But the fact remains, it will be on record that they were the one that raised the alarm that they are investigating sponsors of terrorism, those who launder money for terrorism, but they didn't have the courage of their own conviction to make it public. Now they cannot shy away from it, because I can bet that if they don't, the Sharia Council in Nigeria will remind them. Perhaps that will be a lesson to them. If you do not have the courage of your conviction to name names, then keep the investigation to yourself, so that we'll assume that you are not doing anything about terrorism sponsors. After all, the list that United Arab Emirates gave to Nigerian government under President Buhari, we don't know what you people did with it. Nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about the persecution of those involved. Whereas other countries whose citizens appeared in those lists, they are being tackled by their people. But in Nigeria, everything is shrouded in secrecy. And it is a reminder to all of us that all these kind of not being transparent in investigation is part of the reason why insurgency and terrorism will continue to thrive in Nigeria until our leaders, from the president to the last man in the security architecture, have the courage to go after these people that have been terrorizing this nation, that have made it very difficult for farmers to go to farm, that are at the root of the high cost of food stuff in the country, that are at the root of insecurity in most parts of Nigeria. If nothing is done to expose them, those who sponsor them, and investigate them in public, they will keep on carrying on with the activities. And at the end of the day, the government will appear to be doing nothing in this matter. And it doesn't sound good for Nigeria. Already we know that Nigeria is one of the most terrorized countries in the world. And if you have to stop terrorism in Nigeria, you have to get to the root of terrorism, and that is the sponsors, because they are the key enablers of the criminality of terrorism. Thank you for watching this video, and if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, God will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.